Hi, this project is a physical implementation of a simple neural network that can detect the numeric digits 0 to 3. Instead of using a 3 by 3 matrix of pixels containing the image of the number, I've tried to use the pattern of a 7-segment display. A 7-segment display contains 7 segments of LED lights and can form numeric digits 0 to 9. So each segment becomes an input for our neural network. This will reduce the inputs to 7 instead of 9 in case of a 3 by 3 matrix method. Also, I've designed this to predict only 4 numbers, so the number of outputs is 2. In binary format with 2 digits we can predict decimals 0 to 3. 0, 0 will be 0, 0, 1 will be 1 and so on. For higher numbers, number of outputs will increase accordingly. In terms of input, we look at the 7-segment pattern and consider all segments other than highlighted as 1 and remaining as 0. For example, for the case of 0, only G segment is not used and this will be treated as 1 and rest all will be 0. Let's look at the setup. Think there are 3 layers. Topmost layer has 7 cups with 2 straws going out from each. This will be the inputs or the 7 segments. The first layer has a linear relationship with the second layer. Basically, if input is given to any input node, it equally splits it and sends it to the second layer. So in total, second layer has 14 nodes, 7 inputs multiplied by 2 nodes. The reason for this is because it is harder to control the impact of the input node on 2 different output nodes. By splitting the input into 2 equal nodes, each second layer node connects to only one output node. During the experiment, I found it very difficult to implement the first layer and decided instead to manually provide equal input to the second layer. So if segment A is true, then I would pour liquid to 2 cups of a node in equal parts. Once the weights have been obtained, the straw locations are adjusted accordingly. Unlike the previous project, it was very challenging since the weights needed adjusting with manual training on the physical setup. Now let's look at the implementation. For the case of 0, only G node gets the input. And there is no output, so it will be 0, 0, which will be a 0. And for the case of 1, segments A, D, E, F, G will get an input. That's A, and this is D, and that's E, that's F, and finally G. And we can see that the output is 0 and 1, so which will be 1. And for the case of 2, only segments C and F will get the input. And the output prediction should be 1, 0 for predicting 2. And we can see that it's 1, 0. And finally, for the case of 3, only E and F gets the input and the output should be 1 1. That's E and then F. And we can see that the output is 1 1, the border line. Thank you.